get the best. Let us get the best from this session. Okay. So, Mr. Roy, you can start. Okay.
We only have like 4 faculty, I see. Should we start or should we wait for the rest to come?
Maybe you can start. Maybe you can start. Okay.
Okay. All right. So good afternoon. I hope you all had a good lunch. So given where we ended last time, I went on ChatGPT and we pulled out that what are the the future jobs that ChatGPT is recommending. We discussed about uh, the various opportunities there. So I'm going to show you a video. We'll start with a video where it will talk about a lot of industries that are going to pop up, right? That are going to thrive, not just pop up, they're going to thrive in the upcoming next 10 years. And after that, I would like you to, while the video is going on, please take notes. And after that, I would like you to write down 3 industries that you think will be able to create the most number of jobs, right? That are going to be the most relevant going ahead. And that way, we can get our next generation ready, the students ready for those kinds of jobs. So I'll share the video and I would like you to pay attention. And then at the end of it, I would like to do an exercise where you can write down the top 3 of those industries that you think will create the most number of jobs. So now with that, let me make sure you can hear it. Give me a second. Do confirm if you're able to see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, if there is any audio, then it is not coming, sir.
অ্যালো করো, ওই জন্যই হচ্ছে না। কি
All right. So thank you for watching that video. Now, from the technologies that were defined, discussed, from Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, genomics, robotics, virtual reality, nanotechnology, renewable energy, sharing economy, e-learning, big data, 3D printing, blockchain technology. I would like you to list the top 3 technologies that you think will create the most number of jobs according to you in India. Am I not audible?
Sir, you're audible, sir.
Okay, I saw a couple of people saying not hearing any sound. Sound is not
Sir,
coming.
video version.
Okay. Should I repeat the question? So the video that we saw, I would like you to list down top 3 technologies in the chat section. If you can list out top 3 technologies that would create the most number of jobs. As per your assessment as a professor. Okay, Professor Nilad Chakraborty is saying computer engineering. Oh, it vanished. Okay, take your time. I'm going to give 3-4 minutes. And I'll repeat the technologies: Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, genomics, robotics, virtual reality, nanotechnology, renewable energy, sharing economy, e-learning, big data, 3D printing, and blockchain technology. Professor Chakraborty, these are streams: computer engineering, mechanical engineering, electronics, IT, these are streams. But I was specifically referring to up and coming technologies. Of course, everything falls under computer engineering, mechanical engineering, electronics. But I was specifically referring to the ones that we just saw in the video. Which ones would you think are going to create the most number of jobs? Because that's what today's theme is. It's about jobs of the future. I'll wait for 2 more minutes. Let's see if there's any interaction. Dr. Sonia Kundu, you have your mic unmuted. Maybe you can share some insights. Your mic is unmuted. Dr. Sonia Kundu.
Sonia, can you hear Mr. Roy?
She just muted us.
Probably Sonia is unable to hear.
Okay. Professor Najmun Nahar.
Prem, can you check up whether they are being able to hear the audio?
Yes, sir, it is audible, sir.
Professor Aditi Ghosh, maybe you can share some wisdom.
Aditi, can you respond?
Aditi Ghosh,
Aditi,
ma'am.
can you respond? Yes, please speak out. Aditi, please speak out.
Ma'am, please unmute your mic.
Prem, is it that you have given a forced muted to them? They can unmute themselves.
Yes,
They can unmute, right?
sir.
Dr. Jha, Dr. Subrata Ghosh, you unmuted yourself. Would you like to share some wisdom?
That seems to be some problem. I'm just calling one of them and under sound issues. Aditi is writing sound issues. What is that sound issue? Let me just Mr. Roy, be on hold. Let me just ask Aditi, what is that sound issue she is facing?
Sure.
তোমার কি সাউন্ড ইস্যু কি হচ্ছে রেসপন্ড করতে পারে শোনা যাচ্ছে না কার শোনা যাচ্ছে না মানে মিস্টার রয়ের কথা শোনা যাচ্ছে না না তো তোমরা বলছো না কেন যে সাউন্ড কিছু শোনা যাচ্ছে না 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 তুমি তো লিখলে যে সাউন্ড ইস্যু ফ্রম Are you all being able to hear Mr. Roy properly, or there is a sound issue? Are you all able to hear Mr. Roy properly?
Good, Mr.
Or there is-
Mukhopadhyay, if everybody unmutes and says, yes, I can hear.
Can you all unmute one by one and say, yes, I can hear?
Yes, I can hear. It is audible, sir.
Okay. Is it reasonably audible, Mona Lisa?
Yeah, I can hear comfortably.
Okay. Thank you very much.
But your voice is not actually coming
Dr.
properly. But
Which one is not coming, Mona Lisa?
your
Which one?
voice is actually breaking sometimes. But we can hear, or I can hear Mr. Avila Roy's voice.
Okay. Yeah. There is a reason I'm in the University of Health Science. Here the signal is weak. the Wi-Fi connectivity is, relatively weak. So when Mr. Roy is asking somebody to interact, kindly do interact. This is for his motivation also. Dr. Sonia, are you able to hear Mr. Roy? Dr. Sonia, are you there? Najmun madam, are you there? Najmun madam, are you there?
Najmun ma'am, you can unmute your mic, ma'am.
Can you hear properly? Can you hear properly, Najmun madam? Your voice is not very clear.
Niladri sir, it is audible, sir. Your mic is unmute.
The sound is breaking. Sound is breaking continuously.
Acha, sir, it is breaking, sir. Actually, Pradeep sir is with some low connectivity. So, but Availor is able to listen properly. Is it, sir? Yes.
Sushmita madam, can you hear Mr. Roy properly? Sushmita madam, can you hear Mr. Roy properly? Prem, Sushmita madam, I don't see any symbol of sound. Neither it is mute nor it is.
I think, sir, here is due to some connectivity, we are not getting the proper audio from the faculty members. Sir, we may get the answer in the chat box if there is some sound.
I'm happy if there's any interaction in the chat box, but that is also not there. So I just want to make sure that everybody is connected and here, okay. Otherwise, it would be ineffective to do this, right?
Dr. Jadhav, are you there? Dr. Jadhav. Dr. Jadhav, are you there? Am I audible to you all? Dr. Jadhav, can you hear me? Dr. Subrata Ghosh, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you, sir. But sometimes the sound is breaking.
My sound may be, not very audible because I am inside WBUHS where the Wi-Fi is not very strong. But can you hear Mr. Roy, Abello Roy?
Sir, it's sometimes clear, but sometimes the sound is cracking. Maybe due to our internet network, it's very unstable today within the university.
Okay, but whenever you are in difficulty, kindly express that, otherwise correction cannot be done. Okay, I would request all of you to effectively interact with Mr. Roy so that, you also come to know more and more things, and Mr. Roy will also be motivated that yes, it is impacting all of you. It is reaching all of you and you are finding it interesting. Otherwise, his motivation level will also go down. Okay. So please ask as many questions as possible. Okay. Right. Okay. Mr. Roy, you may kindly continue.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so for those of you who are able to hear and interact, you're welcome to answer this question in the chat box, but I will continue with the rest of the slides. But if you're able to write it down, that'd be great. What are the top 3 technologies that you think will create the most number of jobs in the future, right? Of the videos, if you got a chance to watch the video, even if you have not watched the video, if you can name 3 industries that you think as a professor that would create the most number of jobs in the upcoming future, that would be much appreciated. Okay, so I'm going to continue from here on with the technology skills that, in college, that these kids need to in order to be ready for these industries, right? So first and foremost, programming, software development, which is happening already for most colleges, when there is engineering. So proficiency in different languages, Python, Java, C++, etc. Once people know how to code, they can code in any language, but it's important that they learn to code. Then comes data science and analytics, right? So today in the business world, we are constantly making data-driven decision making and making sense of that data, looking at dashboards, figuring out, what is what. For example, if you are looking at a dashboard of Google Analytics, right? And in that Google Analytics, you're seeing page views, you're seeing number of hours or minutes spent on each screen, where people are coming from, what are they searching on Google. All of these things helps you make decisions on how much ad spend, how to optimize certain pages, app analytics, SaaS analytics. So whatever you're building in terms of technology, it is important to get feedback from those technologies in terms of how to make it better, how to make it more easy, how to make it more user friendly, and that data is crucial in order for us to move forward. So analytics and data science, like visualization and insights, the better we can understand and read all these data, because lots of data is being generated. But as long as we can understand and create trends, the better off we will be. If you look at Netflix, it'll show next to every movie that how much probability that you will like this movie, right? 97%, 95%, 80%, 70%, 60%. How does Netflix know? Because Netflix has data on you, what you have watched, what you have liked, what you have liked, and thereby Netflix can predict what movies you're likely to watch and likely to like. So that is the beauty of data-driven decision making, predictive analytics, and things like that. Then comes artificial intelligence and machine learning. It's a given. We are in the artificial intelligence revolution, and the whole world is shifting. Whole world is becoming more efficient. People are losing jobs and getting new jobs, right? So understanding the principles on which artificial intelligence stands, the principles on which machine learning stands, is crucial. That means, so machine learning especially is very important, because based on what the machine is learning, the intelligence is going to be in that way. For example, if I'm feeding data sets into my machine learning that are racial, that are politically biased, we are going to get that kind of artificial intelligence results. Please understand. There was a recent Google issue where if you are an American and you're in the US and you type stupid, Donald Trump's face was popping up. This became a big problem with the Republicans, because they were like, Google is biased towards the Democrats, because Google, you search stupid and Donald Trump comes up in the US. And Sundar Pichai came and he said, hey, we have nothing to do with anything, because we don't touch the search results. They're all artificial intelligence, Google's own intelligence, own algorithms. And then, it went to the Senate, and the Senate was like, but Google is not deciding on its own. It has been trained and trained by people who are from your company. And the data sets that have been entered into it, those data sets are biased. As a result, when you type in stupid, Donald Trump's picture pops up. And then it was proven that it is true, that because the data is biased, the people who are engineers who have designed the system are biased. That's why the system itself is biased. So artificial intelligence and machine learning, it's not enough to just know how neural networks are created or whatever else, but it is also important to understand that there's a lot of ethical issues here of biased and unbiased opinions. And that can lead to results that might or might not be favorable to everyone. It might favor a certain side and might not favor a certain side. So then we are again seeing the caste system kind of situation happening, where certain castes are preferred and certain castes are not preferred, right? Certain political parties are preferred, certain political parties are not preferred. All right, so that's such an ethical dilemma. And that is another job, like you saw that ChatGPT spit it out, that AI ethical officer, somebody who takes care of the ethical review of the artificial intelligence data that is coming out. Then comes cloud computing, knowledge of cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, right? These platforms, they have different architectures, different pricing. In fact, I have a company in the US that makes cloud computing more efficient, because AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, they give very basic data on cloud usage, because they don't want you to save money, because if you save money, they won't make money. So I have created an engine which actually plugs into the system of the company and tells you where you're wasting cloud usage and paying extra amount to AWS. And on average, we actually save our customers around $10,000 a year. I'm talking about Fortune 100 companies where they're spending millions of dollars on cloud computing. When we are saving them $10,000 a year, $10,000 a month, they're happy to pay us $1,000 a month for subscription fee, thereby effectively saving $9,000, right? So cloud computing is in great usage today, and our kids, our students need to learn how this whole process works, how cloud architecture works. There's a lot of courses available from Amazon and Google itself, freely available, that your students can take. So as professors, I would recommend that you can refer them to those online courses and get them to become certified. It saves you time. It makes them more job ready, right? And it makes our university, WBUT, more glorious, because other universities, might not be doing the same thing. But if you as professors push them as extracurricular studying, that go get a cloud computing certificate from Azure, from AWS, from Google, it doesn't take more than maybe 8-10 hours, but it can really make a difference to their LinkedIn profile, to their resumes. And given it's freely available, why not take advantage of that, right? Then comes cybersecurity. With increasing cyber threats, skills in cybersecurity, ethical hacking, and risk assessment, it'll be, cybersecurity is literally the police of tomorrow. Today, can we think of a society without police? Can we think of a society without militarization, right? We cannot, because as soon as police goes down, what happens? All these scoundrels, criminals, they will be on the streets, breaking down things, raping people, looting people, and whatnot. Same thing with cybersecurity. Already cyber wars are being fought, right? There are more powerful wars being fought on the cyberspace than in real world. For example, when US found out that Iran is, without telling anyone, creating nuclear arsenal, there was no way that America could just attack on a hunch. So what did they do? They hacked into the Iranian system. They found proof that there is some kind of nuclear, warfare products being built. Then the Syrian government, they went and, the Syrian government also seems like they were using Iranian technology to build these nuclear weapons. And once the water was tested from those places, it was found out that, yes, there is nuclear weapons being built in Syria and Iran. So what did the US government do? They immediately hacked into the systems and destroyed and deleted as much of the softwares and the knowledge and everything that was there. They ransacked their systems and stopped the nuclear weaponry from being built. Of course, on a separate level, the Mossad, the Israeli intelligence, they took care of the scientists. By took care, I say, anyway, you know what I mean. So, but on the ground, Israel was acting on the scientists, but on the cyberspace, it was the US took care of Syria as well as Iran in terms of destroying their weapon making ability, right? That is how powerful cybersecurity is. So there is going to be cyber armor, just security. Today we think, oh, just a antivirus or anti-hacking. It's so much more than that, and tremendous amount of job opportunities available for those who are studying cybersecurity. It is going to be the actual world where we live. Dr. Abhijit, or if you can mute your
Abhijit sir, please mute. Abhijit sir, please mute your mic.
Wow.
Sir, please.
I know it can be a little boring, but anyway, all right. So cybersecurity, that's with tremendous opportunities for jobs in the future. Then comes Internet of Things. So IoT actually deals with hardware, physical devices. So for example, in a car, there are at least, in an average car, let's say a Honda Civic. In a car like that, if you buy today, there are at least 40 to 50 sensors. Sensors on, tire pressure, sensors on wiper blade, sensors about the engine's heat, sensors about how much lubrication there is in the system, sensors about if something is broken. So all kinds of sensors are there, right? Sensors about the heat and the cold, the heating cooling system. So all of this goes into a central processing unit. And then on the dashboard, you see certain lights, right? This is a typical IoT system. Then think about, there are at people's homes, you have your AC unit. AC, there are many advanced air conditioners that are learning how you sleep at night, what time you sleep, what time you wake up, what kind of temperature you like at what time of the night, right? Some people at the 4:30 a.m. in the morning, it gets cold. So at that time, the AC will become a little warmer, right? When you're starting to sleep, it'll become more colder. So these kinds of changes it can do automatically, and that's called IoT. Many people are having IoT jewelry, right? So you can wear rings, and the ring will be able to tell your mood, and based on the mood, it can set the right music and set the right kind of lighting in your room and whatnot. So IoT is basically intelligence that is given to physical devices, Internet of Things, and they are interconnected. Now with upcoming, driverless cars, what are we going to see? We're going to see cars that are communicating with each other, cars that are box in shape, that are not going to have too much space in between each other, because they're not going to crash. They're already programmed. They know where they're going. So roads don't have to be so big, or roads can be the big they are, but more cars can fit in than three-way or four-way high lane, right? So point is, IoT will allow inter-car communication. It will allow inter-aircraft communication. It will allow your AC to communicate with your phone and tell it, hey, I need a repair. I need servicing. It will allow your fridge to talk to the grocery store and say, hey, we need to get more milk. We are out of milk. Right? So that is the beauty of IoT. You don't have to interact with the machines. The machines will interact with each other and give you the results without you even asking for it. Right? Very interesting field of work. Amazing if our students study this, because tremendous amount of manufacturing businesses are going to use IoT, already using IoT and going to use more and more IoT. And IoT is not going to be limited to manufacturing, it's going to be household item. So smart home, smart lock, smart air conditioner, smart a smart bed, right? All of this, they're all going to be interconnected through IoT systems. I'll pause here and just see if there are any questions, anything from anyone. Because I'm going to talk more technology and it's going to be a little monotonous. It's beautiful to see that fan. Okay. No one has any questions. We'll continue forward. Then comes UI UX, because any technology we build that are being dealt with humans prefer to have a certain kind of user interface and user experience. So like I told in the last session, anybody who has a great understanding of UI UX can instantly, just as a fresher, get a job of 1.5 lakhs. I mean, just to give you an understanding, when my company builds any kind of tech, whether it's an app or a SaaS product, you know, we pay at least 5 lakh to 8 lakh rupees to the UI UX designer to build the UX, because that's how much important it is. If the project is 50 lakhs to 1 crore, at least 5 to 8 lakhs is spent on the UI UX. So
হয়ে গেছে, আজকে সাবমিট করেছেন? হ্যাঁ, আমাকে বললেন স্যার যে স্ক্রুটিনি চলছে, মানে করে দিয়েছেন।
নার্সিং বিল্ডিং শিফট করে দিয়েছি।
কোনটা নার্সিং বিল্ডিং করলেন?
ওটা নার্সিং বিল্ডিং অ্যাকচুয়ালি ওখানে মেইনটেনেন্স।
আর ওই পার্টিশন গুলো সরিয়েছেন?
হ্যাঁ, কিচ্ছু নাই, ওটা জিরো করে দিয়েছি।
হ্যাঁ, ভালো করেছেন। ওইরকম করে রেখেছিলেন কেন?
না অ্যাকচুয়ালি এই যে এখানে না পায় তাহলে পরে বুঝতে পারছি না নার্সিং।
Maitri ma'am, please mute your mic, ma'am.
না পাই না পুরো বিল্ডিং আমার কি?
Maitri ma'am.
হ্যাঁ, কিন্তু আপনার কাছে তো বিল্ডিং আছে।
Sir, please, sir.
Okay. I feel like, why am I even speaking? Because nobody's listening. But it's being recorded, so that's good. At least somebody on YouTube might be watching. All right. So design skills that are focused on intuitive user-friendly digital experiences. So UI UX has tremendous need, and it is one of those versatile fields that will be needed on any kind of platform, regardless of technology. If it is dealing with the human interface, humans are going to interact, then UI UX is a must. Industrial. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Industrial design is the, it's not here, but industrial design is the hardware version of UI UX, where I was talking about IoT in the previous slide. So in the IoT space, industrial design would be very important, because that's basically building the 3D CADs, you know, how people hold it, how to make it more ergonomic and whatnot, whether it's a mouse for a computer, or whether it's a keyboard for a handicapped person, or whether it's a joystick for a video game. It all needs industrial design. So UI UX, what is for digital and physical world, it is industrial design technology that also has tremendous needs, especially for physical products as they're being manufactured. Mobile app development, obviously, you know, that is a given. I don't know if WBOT teaches that, but again, there is almost everything we see today, where there is a website. Most businesses are also building mobile apps on iOS, Android, and hopefully there'll be other platforms also down the line that would have those applications. Robotics and automation. So knowledge of robotics. So robotics and automation is applicable everywhere. We have a startup incubated by Kolkata Ventures that does robotics in restaurants, right? So they are robotic waiters who who bring in the food for the people who have come to eat at the restaurant. Then there are robotic hands that do manufacturing. There are many car manufacturing units. Most car manufacturers today don't have any human beings in the manufacturing process, in the core manufacturing process. The human beings come in only later on for the fitting part, maybe polishing part, maybe part that requires them to kind of review if everything has been done right. But even that is being taken care of by artificial intelligence. If there is a fault, artificial intelligence cameras are there that can locate the fault. Even if the maintenance is required for these robotic arms, even that, with the sound that it makes, it can pick up and maintain and make sure a maintenance report request is made. So robotics and automation is another thing that is very, very powerful and is used almost everywhere. In fact, I was just seeing the robotics arm is used for cooking in a restaurant. There's a restaurant in Japan that is making sushi and all kinds of things. Of making food, where these robotic arms are taking care of things. And of course, about robotic arms making roti and dosa and things like that. Even many of our Bengali sweet stores use robotic arms for making rasgulla, making shandesh and other things. So robotics is prevalent, and it's going to be more and more prevalent. Automation within robotics, like I said, these hardly require any human intervention. In fact, most of the power plant that we have, right, power generation companies, hydroelectricity and whatnot, they can run for 2 months at a stretch without any human intervention. So there were some studies that were done that shows that if human beings get exterminated from this planet, what would happen? And it showed that electricity still will be there because of the power plants, even for the next 2 months, will be running without any human intervention, right? So that's something very amazing, because it's not human dependent, no salary is required, it's efficient, it just automated, and it just does its work. Then comes augmented reality and virtual reality. So you might have seen those tools by certain companies like IKEA, where you can turn on your phone camera and you can see, put it in your room and you can see how a sofa would look. It would actually put a sofa on the phone screen and you can see how it looks in the room. It's called augmented reality, where you augment the picture with some virtual elements and give it a shape. Then comes virtual reality. Virtual reality is basically to wear some kind of Oculus-like goggles or something, where it gives you a 3D perception of reality. Facebook changed its name to Meta because they were really focused on metaverse. And metaverse was supposed to do that. It was supposed to create a whole world where already many companies started buying land, started building their real estate. And turns out that most people don't have the internet speed that is required for such high resolution 3D experience that virtual reality offers. So in the US, it's very popular right now, the virtual reality stuff, but the rest of the world, it is yet to catch up. Then comes blockchain technology. So you have heard of cryptocurrency and Bitcoins and all of this, and they all tap on the blockchain technology. Of course, the bad name that cryptocurrency carries with it for black money and other things doesn't have to be connected to blockchain. Blockchain is just a cryptography technology that is used to protect fraudulent activities from happening, right? Cryptocurrency is not necessarily fraud-proof for various reasons, but when blockchain has been used in other cases, where things are a little less volatile, it seems to do a great job prohibiting fraud from happening. Natural language processing. This is very interesting. Basically, you're talking, and whether customer care or whether it is somebody else, it's able to pick up certain words. Like for national security, our government, now this is not well known, but our government and most governments actually have natural language processing working on our phone systems. So if you're talking about something secret, talk on a WhatsApp call, because on the phone system, NLP is working. And if you say certain things that might be harmful to people or the nation or anything, these NLP engines have the ability to pick them up. In fact, let me give you an example. So there is so many BDO offices, district level business development offices. So in Maharashtra, there was a particular office where farmers would call. They would call when they had issues with their crops and they wanted to ask questions. So one of our scientists, what he did, he attached an NLP engine for Marathi, Hindi, English, different languages. And based on the complaints coming from the farmers about their crops, his natural language processing software was able to perfectly detect where locusts would come, where potatoes are not going to give the right yield, where there's going to be drought this year, etc., etc. Because it's picking up keywords. And when there are multiple farmers from similar geographical location giving similar keywords, it is able to process that language and figure out, do some predictive analytics and figure out that, oh, this could lead to something. Okay. I would pause here and see if any of the professors can give some practical application of these technologies. AR, VR, blockchain, natural language processing. Professor Aditi Ghosh, would you like to give it a try? Professor Ghosh, Aditi Ghosh, would you like to unmute your mic and share some practical applications for these technologies that are on your screen? Any professor who is near the computer, you can unmute your mic and maybe share some of your wisdom on what you think could be the practical application for these technologies. If you are attending this session and you're in front of your phone or computer, wherever you're listening to this from, kindly unmute yourself and share your wisdom on practical applications of any of these three technologies. Anyone? Dr. Jadhav, would you like to unmute yourself?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Mr. Shah, I can hear you.
This AR and VR we are using a lot in the tourism industry. Especially it was during the lockdown time.
Right.
AR and VR was used by a lot of tour operators and travel agents for their customers. They would make them feel as if they are in a different place with these application of AR and VR. That is also the future in tourism. I'm telling you, a lot of people who are unable to, especially the disabled people, who are not able to go to certain monuments, which is not, these type of disabled friendly. For those type of tourists, they would make them feel as if they are themselves present over there, these tourists, and they're able to visit the places like Ajanta Ellora and all that through this AR and VR applications. So that is there.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who wants to share their wisdom? Any application of these technologies? I've already shared, and Mr. JP Shaw also shared. I'm waiting for the professors to share, practical applications of these technologies. If you are in front of the computer, please unmute yourself and share. And if you're not in front of the computer, then I don't know if I should be talking to just a screen. Am I audible? Hello? Okay. All right. I guess I'll just drop the screen and move forward. So next set of skills are business intelligence, video production and editing, and critical thinking and problem solving. So business intelligence tools include like Tableau and others, where let's say you have an Excel sheet, you put a business intelligence tool on top of that Excel sheet, and you will have incredible insights in terms of dashboards, graphs, charts, and everything, right? So that allows you, again, to see your whole business in a dashboard format and make business decisions and see where there might be potential theft happening, there might be potential problems happening, and fix those issues, right? Keep a tab on your entire business. So those who are able to use these tools, right, able to connect these tools to Excel sheets and Google Sheets, those are able to set up these tools, those are able to set goals and conversions on these tools. Such people are in great demand because business intelligence tools are meant for the CEOs and CXOs to make decisions for the company. Video production and editing is, again, tremendously growing, but it's not a job. In most cases, they will be freelancers, right? So if you are very good at video production and editing, you can have great freelancing technology, freelancing opportunities, and one can easily make 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs a month from this kind of role. So if you know how to use a DSLR camera or even just a smartphone with a great camera, and you can do editing, you can drone, there is tremendous need in the social media space, in the space, just to give an example, insurance companies send emails, calls, just to remind people to pay their annual premium and renew their insurance. One insurance company decided, you know what, why send emails and calls? Why not send a video? And when they started using video reminders, where the video was about, what the benefits you get, what all you will get out of it, it was incredible to see that there was a 60% higher retention rate using video production and editing, right? Then comes critical thinking and problem solving. Critical thinking, problem solving, it's a given for any field. Basically, what it means is there are going to be things that you don't expect to happen. And when it happens, what do you do, right? How do you solve it? How do you reduce the damage? How do you contain the damage? How do you make the right decisions? Who to fire, who to hire, who to, So it is critical solving and problem solving. This is not related to technology, but it is more of a mindset. It is more of a thought process that everybody is required to have. Now, what do we do with all these technology? With everything that we have here, right? We need to help the students align it. So the passion, potential, skill, if they are all aligned, then success happens. Now, what does this mean? Every student have their passion and potential. They have certain things that they're very good at. They're God-gifted in those areas. There are certain things they can be good at with training. So passion are those things that they're already good at. They already have a knack for it. Potential is like they have the ingredients, they just don't have the skills for it. But if they're trained, they will be good at it. How do they know? That's where your role comes in as a professor. That you have to point out, this person has the potential to be an entrepreneur. This person has the potential to be a leader. This person has the potential to do statistics and mathematics related field. That's what, in the past, when in the Vedic period we used to have gurukuls. That was gurukuls were all about. After the age of 5, the children, would go to the gurukul and they would stay with the guru and his wife, and they would grow up, and the guru would be able to identify the potential and the passion in these students. And based on their passion and potential, they would be trained in different skills, different arts. And then they would be given the opportunity to choose their profession based on their psychophysical nature, psychological and physical nature, not based on birth. So we have the conception of caste system. It is actually not by birth. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Chatur Varnam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasa. That is, Chatur Varnas, the 4 Varnas, are based on Guna and Karma, quality and activities, right? So certain people have certain qualities. That is naturally, they are a little bit, like I was talking about the multiple intelligence theory in the past session. So same way, there are qualities that people have. And based on those qualities, they are able to do certain things better than others. So when a teacher is able to identify it, then they can say, you will do very well in this field. You will excel in this field. You're gifted in this particular area. So the job of all of you is to understand what is out there in terms of technology, what the future holds in terms of technology, and what kind of students would be the right fit for which technology, for which career option, and what should they learn, what kind of online courses are available, what kind of courses are available at WBUT. So they have an overall growth, whether that kind of courses are available in your university or not, it is available elsewhere, and you can always point them in the right direction. And thereby you're fulfilling your job as a teacher of aligning their passion potential with their skill, thereby helping them become successful. Of course, they will fail, right? Initially, everybody fails. You want to do anything extraordinary, you will fail. It is a given. But help them figure out, right? How much they failed, how much they succeeded. Help them learn from the mistakes, help them grow from the mistakes. And by doing so, you will help them actually eventually succeed, right? So let them fail, let them be happy to fail, but help them succeed faster. Fail fast, succeed faster. Many people are not successful because they fail to fail a number of times. They let fear hold them back. It is very important to understand this statement. Failure is a natural outcome when you try something. But if you hold on to just the first time, you'll never see the success. For example, if you learn to drive a car, and then first time, if you just give up, you will not be successful, right? But trying and practicing for a few months, eventually you realize, oh, you know what? I can actually drive a car. And then you get used to the clutch, the brake, the accelerator, the gear system, and all of that. But if you gave up first day, you would never learn to drive a car or even walk, right? First time you try to walk, you fall. But eventually you try and you're doing well. So same thing with any of these skills, any of these technologies I talked about. They will struggle. Your job as a professor is to help them through those struggles, tell them it's okay to fail, help them fail less and succeed more. And thereby they will be able to align their passion, potential with their skill. So I'll end here. If there are any question and answers, please feel free to ask. Okay, if there are no questions, then call it today. Do we have Professor Dr. Mukhopadhyay, Mr. Mukhopadhyay here? Or Mr. JP Shah, maybe you can help with the conclusion. Tomorrow again, 11:30, we will be starting the faculty development program.
Mr. Mukhopadhyay is not there.
No, sir, Pradeep sir lost the connection.
Okay. Anyway, I think it was we had a good day. Like, I mean, not much of interaction, but nevertheless, it was a very intriguing day, and I'm sure a lot of things that Mr. Roy had delivered today in his talk would be greatly helpful to most of our colleagues, and we will be able to, I'm sure we'll be able to utilize the same for the benefit of our students who are undergoing their classes and training under the different faculties of our colleagues. We thank Mr. Roy profoundly today on behalf of our university and on behalf of all my colleagues and all the faculty who had attended the session today. I am actually a little bit out in one of the mall for buying certain things. Here also a lot of applications are being used. I'm in Metro Cash and Carry. You know, the live example of a lot of applications that these people are using. I was having an old card of the Metro Cash and Carry. They said, because of the rain and all, your card is getting bad, so we'll give you a digital one. So within no time, he made a digital one and he loaded that on my mobile. So I'm having a photograph of that on my mobile, and they will just, you show them and they scan it and then say, yes, sir, it's fine. So you see, there are a lot of things which is coming up. Here in this place also, there is a huge opportunity when they take students from different various courses of study in their sales team and other things, etc. Nevertheless, we had a good day today, and I expect all my other colleagues who have registered for this program, they will be there tomorrow also to get the feel and the interaction, to hear to interaction and all the wisdom of Mr. Roy. Thank you so much, Mr. Roy, and I also thank my team, Mr. Prem, the technical team, for having conducted the entire program so nicely and so well. Thank you so much, Mr. Roy, and all my colleagues. Thank you so much. So we can conclude
Thank you
for
so
today,
much.
and we can meet tomorrow again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.